Richard Petty in car number 43 grabs the lead.
Here comes Petty. Richard Petty begins to close in from second place. For racing fans, this is such sweet thunder.
If you look back in time in the 50s and 60s, if your dad owned a Ford, you bought a Ford. If he owned a Chevrolet, you bought a Chevrolet. So it was kind of family tradition. In the early 60s, then you had Chrysler and Ford competing with each other, so they decided to all go racing. In 64, it was all out war, Ford against Chrysler. Chrysler came with a Hemi engine. They just blowed everything away. We won Daytona.
Richard Petty is pouring it on.
First three cars were Hemi engine cars. So then Ford, they work on some deal and they try to get them a Hemi engine. NASCAR said, this is too far. In 1965, NASCAR outlawed the Hemi engine. Said, okay, you're gonna have to go back to an engine like what Ford's running. Chrysler had spent all that money to do that, and they said, forget that. We're not even going to racing. For the first 6 months, we went drag racing. We had a little Barracuda and put a big motor in it, raced up and down the East Coast, went to the West Coast and ran a little bit. The fans kept coming because there wasn't nothing but Fords running. 67, Ford and Chrysler and NASCAR got together and said, okay, we're going to change the cubic inches on the Hemi engine. So we had to go back to 405 cubic inches instead of 426. That made the competition a lot closer. And NASCAR wanted Ford and Chrysler to be competitive. One year, the Chryslers dominated. The next year, the Fords dominated. And by 67, they'd all sort of got themselves back together, and everybody felt like they was on a level playing field. You didn't have all the competition from all the other car manufacturers, and they didn't advertise like that. The people that walked up and down the street were either GM people, Ford people, or Chrysler people. You know, if nothing else, they wanted to keep you in their family. The thing we kept telling the factories, all the racing teams said, you know, you got to put your money in the car and win on Sunday so that you can sell on Monday.